Dark Citadel, I am having a blast. We have been doing this with 4 players very early on during the review access. As you can see, Ava, Condis and Woody joined me to blast through the Torment 2 Dark Citadel. This is going to be scaling with the Torment tier, but it's not going to be scaling with the size of your party. You will need 2 players to always be able to do all of the mechanics and get through the objectives that are thrown at you during the Dark Citadel. So it is going to be a little bit harder to do with 2 people than it is with 4, because obviously your overall group damage is going to be lower with just 4 players. And also when you need to run around looking for some stuff, obviously 4 pair of eyes are going to be much faster than 2 pairs of eyes. So there is going to be a slight advantage to going in as 4, but obviously the communication has to be on point. Especially doing this on hardcore is going to be an absolute feat of strength, and only the absolute best communicating players are going to be able to do this on Torment 4 in like the first week. I would say it is going to be fairly interesting to see how that is going to go. And yeah, on softcore, absolutely no problem. You're just going to revive at the start of the boss. If you fail, there is going to be a little bit of an intermission room that you can see right here currently, where you are staking up a bonus to get a small treasure before the boss, which is going to be extremely important at the start of the season, because the items in those treasure chests are extremely valuable and have a chance of being ancestral. So that is going to be something that you are always going to go for. Also, as you can see, we do have a small side event that is not always present. We do have a classic cursed chest, which is also going to have items for you. So it is not a bad idea to go exploring the intermission rooms, not only because of the Khazra treasure, but also because of events that have the chance to spawn ancestral items. Apart from that, you are going to get more Dark Citadel coins, which you can then use to trade in for vendor rewards. There's going to be elixirs, incenses, transmog stuff, and also caches with gear, so you can kind of like farm something in particular. And as you can see, this resplendent chest has not the final tuning when it comes to rewards, because the Iron Chunks, Rawhide, Angel Breath, they aren't really that high, the amounts that you're getting. But again, this is the review access. There's going to be a day 1 patch, as you probably know by now from the many times that I have actually said this throughout all of my review access playlist videos, which you can find all of in just one single playlist in the pinned comment down below. And I'm also live right now on Twitch if you want to ask a question and get a live answer to anything regarding Vessel of Hatred. Doesn't matter if it's Dark Citadel, Undercity, Spiritborn, I can answer everything, and I am live basically waiting for you to ask the question. And if you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because there is going to be much more coverage of Vessel of Hatred and also other RPGs in the future. But back to my first impressions. The weekly cash that you actually get for completing all 3 wings is amazing. There is going to be quite a lot of ancestral items in there, but the problem with this is you can only do this once a week. So this means that, especially in this very first week, you want to really try and amp up the reward that you're going to receive for your first week's cash. So obviously you want to go to Torment 4 ideally before you even start setting foot in Dark Citadel to get the cash for Torment 4, because it's obviously going to include more ancestral. So there you have kind of like a counterintuitive thing there. You kind of want to go to the Dark Citadel instantly, but it would be the smartest thing to actually wait as long as you can throughout the week to then be able to complete it at the highest torment level that you have been able to unlock during the week. So I don't really like that the most efficient thing for a reward is to wait until you are at a higher torment tier. I think this is something that kind of needs a little bit of a change, but I don't really come up with solutions. I just document the problems. I do hope that the Blizzard team is going to look into this. This is definitely a feedback that I have given, And yeah, I think this just takes the fun away. If you basically win if you're doing it correctly by not doing the new content at all, I think this is something that is not good. But then again, this is only going to be a big problem for the very first week of a season. But it is going to give you the feeling of, well, I want to go to the Dark Citadel, but I would be an idiot if I go and do that on Torment 1. So this is something that needs some work. But on the other hand, what the Dark Citadel does great is how they are explaining the mechanics to you. As you can see here in the background, we do get the explanation of the ward stones in the intermission chambers and learn the boss's abilities in a non-pressure situation. I think doing this approach is amazing. Everyone can learn, take their time, and make sure that they have understood this mechanic that is going to be present on the boss that they're going to face. Obviously, there is going to be some knowledge that you can transfer across the wings, so that is going to be very nice if you go with a group of 4 people through all of the wings. I am very curious how long this is going to take a lot of people that have not seen the content yet. Obviously, in this group, we have done it quite some time before we actually did this run where we recorded, so it was kind of interesting to see this. There's also going to be another run in the Diablo 4 review access playlist, and also there is going to be a full Dark Citadel guide in the playlist. So if you want to know more about what is actually going on and how do these mechanics work in detail, I suggest you check out the review access playlist, and specifically the Dark Citadel guide that I have in there to get to know all of the mechanics in detail, while I'm also showing them off and also doing them live during the video. The cool thing about having 3 wings is also that you do not have to commit all of your time for all 6 bosses. Splitting them up is awesome because you can tackle 2 bosses at a time, then take a break, do some real life stuff, and then when you are ready, you can actually jump back and do the other Dark Citadel wings, which is going to be amazing for the casual player. And this is just a win-win situation for casuals or blasters. The blasters won't care, they're just going to go through everything straight, and you don't actually lose that much time because everything is in this central hub where you are going to find the entrances to all of the wings. But if you are a casual player and you can only really commit 15 to 30 minutes in one go to a certain activity, this is going to be just the right thing for you with the separation of the wings and only having 2 bosses in there. I'm a really big fan of how important communication is going to be, especially on bosses like Ferox that you can see on screen right here. If you do not know, you only have a certain number of the barrier wards that you can see here, and you are not allowed to use all of them up because Ferox is going to make a screen-wide one-shot. And these barrier wards can actually prevent you from this. You can see this here. Woody ran in and died to the wave because this was actually his very first run, so he wouldn't know. But the interesting part here is that your team has to kind of work together and only activate 1 barrier ward per one-shot mechanic, so you kind of have to communicate which one of the barrier wards you actually want to go to and not use all of them at the same time, because if you encounter a second one-shot mechanic, you accidentally don't have any barrier wards left. That would be awful. But another cool thing as well is the labyrinth that Ferox is going to do. I think the mechanics are awesome in the raid. We do have the impending doom as well that is actually making things quite stressful. As you can see, we agreed on going to the right one first. Everyone meets there. You can kill these little walls here, and now everyone is safe from the one shot. But then again, if your party splits up, this is only going to help you 1 time instead of maybe the 2 or 3 times that you actually need to survive the one shot mechanic. Yeah, very interesting with the communication part. I don't know how random players that are just finding each other in the party finder are going to do this one. There is going to be the ping system that you can only use in the Dark Citadel. That is probably going to help quite a lot already. But yeah, there's also the in-game chat. I really strongly suggest to either use that or maybe if you're a PC player, jump onto Discord, maybe make a quick group call or something like that. Go in with your friends. It is going to make it a much more enjoyable experience because we have been laughing our ass off when we were doing this. And yeah, this was Woody's first time. It was very interesting because we let him raid lead and basically encounter the mechanics for the very first time. Extremely interesting. I am very curious how you guys feel about your first impressions after seeing all of the videos that are available since the embargo lifted. Please let me know down in the comments below. Is this what you have thought it would be? Is this something completely different? Are you happy? Are you not happy? I am super interested. Please let me know down in the comments. The full review access playlist of literally everything that I have done on the review access is available in the pinned comment and also in the description below, with all of the videos explaining everything, talking about everything, showing off literally everything that the expansion has. Down in the pinned comment, down in the description. If you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel or come hang by the Twitch livestream. I'm live right now answering every question, and I'll see you there.